What's up, guys? I just picked up a new GoPro today. It's the only one I haven't had before, the Hero 4 Session. So we'll talk about its physical attributes first. So you compare it to the GoPro that I like the best, which is the cheapo that they have discontinued officially, but is still available on eBay and Amazon and pretty much everywhere on the internet. This is the Hero. It's the gray one. It's got a non-removable battery. This is my favorite GoPro. This is what all the videos you've seen in the past year have been filmed with. I've had all the expensive ones too, but it seems to work the best. So if you look at the sensor, light sensor isn't like, that much bigger, but it's supposed to be a lot more optimized. This only does 1080. This does do up to 1440, which is good because there's some extra pixels to give you some zoom, get better shots, make it not look so far away. But you can see how much smaller this is than a regular camera. But when you turn it this way, it's not any thinner, right? Maybe just a hair, but with the door, it's a little wider. But it is a little bit lighter. This thing's pretty dense. So the case it doesn't use a case, it uses a frame. And the frame's cool because you can mount it forwards, backwards, in any way you want. So one problem I frequently have with this camera is the button gets hit when it's bouncing around a glove box or in a backpack, and it kills the battery. You can actually mount it in the frame with the power button facing downwards. It goes in this side of the frame with the power button facing downwards, so you can't turn the camera on accident. Another thing you'll notice is the speaker. It's right up front facing forward. Very nice. The speaker in here is who knows where, in the back of the camera, I guess. Yeah, so the speaker is definitely a good thing. People complain on my audio quality a lot, so that should help in that department. The audio is supposed to be better on this guy. It also has the auto low light feature, just like this one does, and it comes with quick capture mode or one button mode standard. That's what the little markings right there mean. You hold the button down for 3 seconds, it goes into the time-lapse mode. You tap it, it goes to camera mode. So you just tap it and it starts recording. The screen it uses is real pretty. It's like much brighter than the other one. You tap to start, tap to stop. And you do have a little info button down here. The info button has a bunch of different features used to get to your settings. The settings on this camera are kind of disappointing. They're a lot more limited. It's designed to make you rely on the phone app. So there's your settings. You can enter photo mode, which is single capture photo mode. We're going to go to camera settings. And then you can see, you can scroll through all your camera settings just hitting the button. So where I'm at 1440, 30, but you have a bunch of different frame rates and stuff you can do with it. Wide, whatever. So let's show you what you can do with 1080. So you click on this, it goes to 1080s, which is super view, 1080 regular. So in 1080 regular, you can do 60 or 30 frames per second. Pretty nice. And I don't think we can change wide in 1080, no, but you can for 720 and so on and so forth. And then if you want to change your camera settings, you highlight the little camera thing, and you can change all this. So the navigation is different than the standard GoPros. It took a little bit of a learning curve, but I figured it out in about 5 minutes. Really not too bad. The manual's pretty useless. Just play with it until you figure it out. One thing I have a big gripe about is you cannot delete last or delete an entire SD card with just using this camera. It has the feature built into it, but you have to use the GoPro app. The same goes for all your settings like the LEDs. So when it's on, it's got the flashing LED, records, flashes pretty bright. Really nice looking LEDs and everything. But if you want to turn that on, off, or you want to turn off the sound to do some stealth recording, which by the way you can totally do with this thing because it's really tiny, you have to use the GoPro app. So if you're out in the woods and you didn't bring your phone and you want to delete some footage, you're kind of screwed. Whereas with every other GoPro, even this little $100 cheapo, you can go through and wipe out an SD card or delete the last thing. Another nice thing it has a looping video feature. So like say, I can think of a good use for this to be like fishing. If you're fishing and you want to record all day, but you only want to record your actual catches, put it on a 15-minute loop. As soon as you catch the fish, after you're done, getting in the boat over, turn off the camera, it'll just record the last 15 minutes. And then that way it saves space on your SD card. My dad would be a big fan of that feature. What else can I say about this thing? It's got some pretty nice stuff. You can go into Pro Tune mode. You can do all that really nice playing with the settings. You can mount it in any orientation, obviously, but you can still flip the screen and everything. All the regular GoPro settings are available to you. It just requires you to use the GoPro app. You can't do everything with the camera. I'm sure they did this to simplify it, but it's kind of annoying, and it's going to result in me having to carry my cell phone more often off-road. Another interesting thing this camera has is they call it highlight mode. So say you're taking the video and something cool happens, you press the back button right here, while it's recording, and it'll save a highlight for it. And I'm not sure what that actually does with the codec or anything, but apparently when you use the GoPro editor, it'll be like, oh, you highlighted this clip, and it'll make it easier for you to find it to include in your video. Also, I'm going to show you how to access the Wi-Fi settings. So it's really easy. You just hold the back button down, and then it comes to this setting, and you hit the back button to toggle through the different modes. You want to look for app. So once you get to here, you use the select button. You can put app in pairing mode. So this is where so it should start flashing. Yep. So now you can pair it to a smartphone or the remote. I've never really found the remote very useful, but with this camera, it would be nice because using the remote, you could get to all your regular GoPro settings without them. So I might get a remote again, even though I bought them before and I broke 2 of them. So I don't know. We'll see. But I really got this camera to try something different. This is my favorite camera right here, the little $100 cheapo Hero. I've got the best footage, best picture quality from it. The auto low light settings are really nice. Starts to get cloudy or dark, you still get some good footage. And it has the best battery life, which is important for me because I'm almost always killing a battery on a ride. I get almost 2.5 hours out of this, usually closer to 2 hours and 15 minutes. I expect to get maybe 1.5, 1 and 45 minutes out of this at best. So the battery life won't be as good, and you can't change the battery on this little guy. So yeah, I don't know. Probably end up going back to this one. I usually carry a spare camera, but I really wish they'd make a GoPro that would get like 5 hours on one battery. But yeah, this does have a little bigger, a little more processing power because it can do 1440. So, and the fact that it has the Wi-Fi and everything, that's what really kills your battery life. When you're not using the Wi-Fi, turn it off because it eats up the battery. And to turn it off, you just go to here and stopped because it was pairing. But yeah, you can turn it off using just this. So pretty cool though. We'll see how it does. I'll be trying it out this weekend at Durhamtown.